Welcome to the Roy Anthony every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank
and Cynthia Joi.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank
and Cynthia Joi.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick
every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Tuesday.
It's during the week, homie. The Roy
every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
tap in
before we gotta
tap
go.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Tuesday.
Come on and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? Hey. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show.
Do what it do? What it do? Hey, I'm Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. This is my co-star Cynthia Joi. What's up in the house, Cynthia?
What up, Sugarfoot, Sweet Face? How you doing?
Oh, you got it. How you doing? You headed out or getting
Pretty
back?
good. I'm tired. I just left therapy.
Oh, okay. Okay. How was it?
It was good. I put in 2 hours of work.
Oh, wow. That's that motivation.
Yeah, I don't play no game. I
That's
come
right.
hard. I go hard.
That's right. I want everybody to welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. I'm Roy Anthony with my co-star Cynthia Joi in the house already. Big Hank will be popping in really soon here. He's always making sure things is covered with the church. And then this is the platform of the WO Entertainment. It was created to bring awareness to how our military veterans and active commit suicide on a daily rate, along with our teenagers and just those who feel depressed. And then we try to tackle subjects, make light of situations in life, try to make you laugh, think. Cynthia, we always have the news at the beginning. Then Cynthia works with the health and food, as she just stating. She just came back from therapy for 2 hours. That's exercise. That's an exercise for you right there, the 2 hours. And then Big Hank be leading the sports. And so I just been like, so today's subject, wait a minute, let me get into our credits though. Richie King is the creator of the WO Entertainment, along with the co-creator Goose, and our associate producers, Blue Phoenix, Ethan Daly. That's Ethan's last name, Daly. And then we have our good sponsor, Matthew Brooks. Then we have our good neighbors, the BB Nation, that's Backwoods Veterans based out of Oregon. And then we have the VRS, the Veteran Radio Syndicate, with the president himself, Mr. George Pardos, which is based out around the area of Columbus, Ohio. Then we have the Long Beach All-Stars, which is based out of Long Beach, California, and the surrounding areas, because you got Compton, Linwood, all the cities around the east side of Los Angeles. And then we have the WO Entertainment, the whole family, friends, associates, and even those who don't like us. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. And I want to tease with our creators and stuff, the creator of the WO Entertainment. I said, I found the video. It looked like Richie King's looking like this is Richie dancing.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
looked like Richie King. I know everybody will be laughing seeing Richie and looking at that. You just miss Richie King dancing, Cynthia. Your mic is muted.
That's real disrespectful.
You just miss Richie King dancing.
I need a replay.
Wait a minute, okay.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby.
Hit it with the rope.
He pictured, she's one of the creators. And then I know everybody always asks me about who is Goose. And Goose is the co-creator of the Woe Entertainment. And a lot of times I like to put a face to the names. So, and then people see why, like the WO, you know, they support me, right? And I just be myself. And I found the video with Goose. You know, he's always supporting me with me teasing with my mother and my daughter.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and this is my grandmother, Miss Rosie.
Hi.
Comedian Roy Anthony is my dad.
And my son.
And people always ask me how it is to have a dad as a comedian. Well, this is how it is. I'm going to ask my dad a question. What do you think about politics?
Well, it's like the story about a pirate that walked into a bar with the steering wheel attached to the front of his pants. This bartender said, "Hey, you know you got a steering wheel in front of your pants?" And the pirate said, "Arr, it's driving me nuts."
What?
What?
Yo.
Oh, man. So I want to put a face to the names. Richie King, that's Goose. That was on the side of the video. And our news subject today is that it's getting out of hand with teachers teaching our children situations, you know, that really it should be for the parents. Teachers should not be teaching our elementary kids up to, I would say, through middle school about sexuality.
They should. That ain't their place.
Yeah. And that's been our subject because some of the school districts in some states, oh, wait a minute, here's Big Hank. He's coming in. Get him on in. What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's up with it, Roy? What's happening with you, man?
You got it, bro. How you doing, man?
Good, loved one. What's up, Cynthia?
How you doing, Sugarfoot?
It's all good, baby. All good.
We were just showing videos of that had to look like Richie King dancing. And then we had Goose watching me and my mother and teasing. So we was just going into the news subject about these kids being taught by teachers from kindergarten up to through middle school, teaching these kids about sexuality. And then in some states, they're trying to pass a bill, a law that allows the teachers to talk to these kids without the kids have to tell their parents.
That's crazy.
And but they don't want to teach them about CRT, which is critical race theories. Like if you notice down in Florida, they even trying to remove parts of history that fits their agenda. But in some of these situations, they are having parents that are teaching kids sexuality. Teachers are teaching kids sexuality. And it's becoming, you know, where some people don't want their kids to go to schools because some of these teachers may not even have kids.
Right.
You know, I think it started when
and who are you? And who are you to be teaching my kids sexuality? Who are you?
Exactly. And when they make it a particular bill, which is almost like a law, like when you have, it started back in the days when this one teacher was made it a point that parents couldn't discipline their kids.
Right.
You remember that? It was a lady in California. She pushed about parents who disciplined their kids end up going to jail. And that same lady, though, had two sons And when her sons got to be in like 7 and 8, and they, boys gonna roughhouse and everything, the boys called the police on her because she couldn't take it no more and grabbed a stick to whoop. See, when you're dealing with teachers that don't have no children, I want to go into this subject. Check this out.
Did you know that some states require teaching that Francis Bacon and Emily Dickinson were gay? And now, New Jersey, Illinois, Colorado, California, Washington, and the District of Columbia have ordered that schools teach sexual orientation and gender in numerous classes. An upset New Jersey mother recently told the media, "When you teach about George Washington, you don't teach that George Washington had sex with his wife. We teach what George Washington did as a president." In Rockland County, California, a kindergarten teacher read a book called I Am Jazz to her students, an autobiographical picture book about a transgender child. One line in the book reads, "I have a girl brain, but a boy body." A parent reported to CBS News that after hearing the book, her child came home crying, confused and afraid that they could turn into the opposite sex without knowing it. Many parents, including some with kids who identify as transgender, don't want schools deciding what and when their children are taught about sexuality. But those that are speaking out against this new curriculum are being called bigots by LGBT activists. What these activists aren't teaching students and parents are the facts about the irreversible path of gender transition. Jazz Jennings, the author of I Am Jazz, started taking puberty blockers at age 11. Eventually, he took cross-sex hormones and underwent a painful gender confirmation surgery due to complications. Students won't be told that hormones can lead to impaired cognitive ability, greater risk of cancer, and sterility. And 80 to 95% of gender dysphoric children who go through puberty eventually become comfortable with their natural bodies. Parents in 10 other states have succeeded in putting limits on this curriculum. But the Equality Act, proposed by liberals in Congress, would erase those protections. Children are loved, nurtured, and raised by their parents, not the state. Congress should not be misled. Treating students and their parents with dignity and respect means allowing them to learn and live according to their own beliefs about sexual matters. Codifying LGBT ideology into a civil right would take away fundamental freedoms from those who don't conform. That's not equality. It's injustice.
That's ugly.
Yeah.
That's ugly.
And what's the trip is that you should be teaching kids about economics, about, how to survive in this society as far as making numbers work, which is basic math, how to write up a resume, which is basic English. It's like that. We do not have to teach our children, and I don't agree with that, teach them, about sexuality,
And I think them writing those laws and all that kind of stuff, and it's coming from some law. That's of the devil, man. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing sacred about that. What they doing, man. That's really unbelievable, unfathomable.
And what's the trip is that sometimes children has the most gullible minds.
Yeah.
Children, most baby little kids, they believe in Santa Claus. And I tell people, first, I want to state this before we get to talking about more. I want to put this up. Some language to some people listen may seem inappropriate or explicit but that's why we're on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Children should be in school or doing their own activities, not watching this unless you want your children to watch it, because sometimes we use language that's inappropriate, but we respect freedom of speech on this show.
Yeah.
Because I don't look at the, some people can't see the forest because of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
You hear one particular word or cuss word or what, some blacks, we use the N-word. Mm-hmm. It's just us. That's our part of endearment. some things isn't fair. But one of the things I don't agree with is that children should be taught
No.
sexuality in school, and it's not about race, none of that. But you want to take out, like in Florida, they've taken out the history of blacks, which they call it the CRT, critical race theories. You want to teach about sexuality, but don't want to teach about the history of
Black history.
of Black history.
Right.
You know, and it's always this, can we be equal? But it's not equal if it don't fit this person's agenda. I'm not part of the LB or gay community.
You're right.
But I don't bash them.
No.
But it's not right for them to try to bash me because of my beliefs. That's the point of being where we have the freedom of speech, the freedom to decide. I don't, what the teacher need to be doing. Here was one teacher, you know, when Mr. George Floyd died, there was a teacher that took the time to teach the kids, was teaching the kids that it shouldn't be honored. Now, and a parent heard, and she was teaching the class over line, right? And the parent overheard. Check this out.
Did you ever think about that?
Well, actually,
because I don't feel as though that this conversation that you're having with our children is a good one. Okay, I really don't, because it's 2020. You got racist ass motherfuckers that don't care, and now you're in school talking to my kids about George Floyd. That ain't got nothing to do with this. You're having an ignorant, disrespectful conversation. He wasn't supposed to be honored. He wasn't supposed to be this. Are you saying this because you're white?
I think
Because now you have mom upset, and I'm speaking to a teacher, nobody else. But I feel as though since we all Zooming, you need to see my face, and I can't come to speak to you about this. Because right now, my daughter's leaving your class. And if you would like to speak to me, you have my phone number, you have my email.
Well, I would have happily spoken to you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You may not like what she was saying, but that's her child, and you get about your kids.
That's right.
Now, if you're a teacher and you got a particular belief system, whatever, you need to keep that to yourself.
Yeah, that's your thing.
Kids that is gullible in thinking.
Yeah.
To me, that's borderline of a pedophile. I've been through it. Don't tell your mom.
Yeah,
she gonna get mad at you, give you a whooping or something. You feel me?
Yeah. That's wrong. Totally wrong.
And it's totally wrong.
Totally
and it's
wrong.
not about if we black or white or Asian, Latino. We're talking about kids. Kids are innocent from the time they born till, I would say, till they 14 to 15.
And you got freedom of speech. You just don't have the freedom of speech to my child. You can't tell my child anything, man. No, it ain't like that.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Francine Beauty said, "Wow, this is deep. This is deep because we two men. We're two fathers.
Yes, sir.
I don't want okay. Both my children now, they're past that age, but I have my little nephews, and they're 9 and 11. And the thing is, at a appropriate time, me and their pawpaw and them will talk to them when it's that time. You see, back in the days when we was kids, they used to say stuff like, well, I got to teach them about the birds and the bees. But here, certain arenas, I was reading some passages, and everybody, I always research. I may not say the words correctly. That's why Big Hank, he's an English major. I research it. Big Hank, make sure I pronounce the words correct. Because we got to
keep getting your research on, man. Keep researching, man. That's how you learn. Don't never stop learning, bro.
And what I do is I dig deeper, and so I read some things where some people, I've been trying to figure this out. Why do you feel that it's on a teacher feels that it's their responsibility to tell a little boy, you may think like a girl, but you just in a boy's body.
Man, please.
That's one of the main things. Or you a little girl, but you think more like a boy.
Boy, yeah, got you.
Because that teacher may be holding up the rainbow flag, which I'm gonna be honest with anybody. Now, I don't take what people do. That's on them. I just think that is very, very hypocrite. To me, is the rainbow signified that the earth wasn't going to be flooded again next by God. It was going to be destroyed with fire.
You'll be able to know that I'm keeping my covenant with you by the rainbow.
By the rainbow. The oceans don't flood into our land. The earth is made of more water than land. So it ain't have no problems to cover it up and let it rain for 100 days. Look, LA was getting all types of rain. People was complaining. The little puddles will make you sick. Now, what if we just all full of water? But he kept his promise.
Kept his word.
But then we have a group. Why didn't they just take the colors of, brown and gray? It's a gray area, You want to take something that signifies something that others believe, and then you got the nerves to say we shouldn't get mad about it. Well, okay. But what I don't like is the hypocrisy. There was a guy who did a heterosexual parade, a pride parade of being heterosexual. And it was building up, mounting up. Do you know that the gay people came and went off on them? It was like 30 gay people being arrested. Wait a minute. Oh, we can't have the straight.
Yeah.
We can have the gay parade.
Right. But we're not letting y'all have the straight parade. We can't have the straight parade.
And that's the funny part. And then we'll say to ourselves, okay, hey, Christina Carter said, hey, big bro, what's up with you?
What's up, Christina? What's up, Christina?
So then I'll be looking at it's the government. And so when I see it's just our government, it's our government saying doing this and doing that, I look at some of the things that our government say. And hey, Big Hank, mention our government. I found this right here. I found this.
And I want everyone to know who puts on the uniform of law enforcement.
King of the flies.
if you let former President Trump tell former President Trump is supposed to be running again, and I don't think that he's going to be having Mike Pence will mention the former President Donald Trump.
Pence.
Just what I needed now, a wino and a rhino.
And so because while I'm making a tea, bringing up the government, it's not because of former President Donald Trump. I don't get into politics, but they're saying the politics, the government is trying to enforce this.
Yes.
For our kids to be taught this by these teachers.
Now, if the people that's in the government would have told us would have told us that's what they was gonna do, we wouldn't have voted them in like that. We wouldn't have voted them in.
No. I'm thinking like you. Now, do we start voting for the teachers?
Shit.
I mean, for real, what are you teaching? Now, see, there's a give and take on some things. I've been paying attention down to Ron DeSantis down there in Florida.
Who? Governor Santos?
Yes. And I think
Lion ass Santos.
Yeah. And what gets me about him is that he's trying to take away all the history about blacks.
Wow.
Like they want to take it out from, because the history of us is cruel at the beginnings and most of
our history, yeah.
years. They want the kids to think that this type of stuff just occurred. And I was watching, it's like even when we protest, they start frowning down on us for protesting.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute, that's what we protested from. That's what caused the Revolutionary War. Go ahead, Big Hank.
That's how you change. That's how you change things in America, by protesting. Man, you get a chance to stand up and to speak your mind and protest.
Man,
freedom of speech.
Say it again, Cynthia.
Freedom of speech.
And I'm glad y'all saying that, because I was watching this guy. When I tell y'all, I watch a lot of videos, I read a lot of stuff, and I came again this guy. Now, why I'm saying this about protesting? Because first time when we hear protesting, they try to make it seem like it's about to be a lot of looting.
Something bad. Yeah, something bad.
Because when the quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, took a knee, was nobody looting or nothing. When he first took a knee, he's looking at being fined.
Mm-hmm.
So he ain't looting or nothing, and people lost their mind because of that.
Yeah.
But now,
and he lost his job because of that.
Yeah.
That's
I was watching
because you better not stand up for yourself.
Ain't that something?
Sometimes we think it's just the whites or the blacks was understanding Colin Kaepernick. And I remember we was talking about this Thursday, where whites play a part in our history of blacks, and blacks play a history with the whites.
Yeah.
And when I seen this, it was this guy, and he's talking about why we protest. I got to show this now.
Americans right, but not this protest, and there's the problem. Any protest you don't agree with is a protest that should be stopped. Martin Luther King should have marched across a different bridge. Young black Americans should have gone to a different college and found a different lunch counter. And college kids in the 60s had no right to protest an immoral war. I served in the military during the Vietnam War, and my foot hurt too. But I've served anyway. My best friend in high school was killed in Vietnam, and Carol Meyer will be 18 years old forever, and he did not die, so that you can decide who is a patriot and who loves America more. The young black athletes are not disrespecting America or the military by taking a knee during the anthem. They are respecting the best thing about America. It's a dog whistle to the racist among us to say otherwise. They and all of us should protest how black Americans are treated in this country.
Yeah, come on.
That was deep, huh?
That was deep.
And sometimes what I like to do is, because to me, Francine, I know Cynthia can't read it right now. She's driving. She said, yes, been there. I have my grands right now. If anyone put their hands on them, it's over. And that's
Francine, that's what I'm talking about. Francine, that's what I'm talking about. Black power.
They can't say look, mess with any animal and you mess with their babies. Look, one time it was a blue jay in our neighborhood in my backyard. And he was trying to teach the baby blue jay how to fly. I happened to come outside and the baby bird was on the ground.
Right.
When I went by that baby bird,
yeah,
man, 3 blue jays came out of nowhere. I mean, they
diving at you. Yeah, they was diving at you. They was diving.
I said I couldn't wait. I had to run back in the house. Them blue jays was punking me because I got close to their babies.
That's right.
For real, I'm throwing my hands up. I'm walking to the ground. All of a sudden, somewhere hit me up the head. I said, "Whoa, what was that? Pink, 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 pink." I was like, "Oh, snap!" They was coming out and messing with that bird's babies. So you can't deny somebody who is going to be about their babies. And when and I'm trying to figure out, is there some parents wanting their children be taught about sexuality? What make a teacher all of a sudden out the blue think I'm gonna teach the kids about sexuality? I'm trying to figure out, how did that start?
No, man. Oh no.
You know, times are changing. Yes, we know times are changing, but it's not changing to the part that our kids, I see kids as innocent. From the time they're born, let's say, I always say 15, but they start to feel so, but I would say 13 and 14. They right now we got cell phones. They see things more explicit quicker than we did when we was kids.
Yes, sir.
I remember
they got action at it. They can get to it easy. It's right there in their hand. They can get to it. We didn't have that. We didn't have that.
We didn't have that. I remember one of our friends found the Penthouse magazine when I was like 8 years old. And I never get, he was distributing pages out of the teenager was giving him a quarter for a couple of the pages.
Yeah.
I didn't understand until I got older. I said, oh, no wonder they was giving 25 cents for a couple of pages. But even our grandparents are different now. We're not the same grandparents. Like when we get older, we're some of us grandparents now. I'm not a grandparent yet, but eventually I'm hoping to be.
I'm a grandparent right now.
And you a different type of grandparent.
Yeah, I ain't my granddaddy's grandparent.
I want to bring up, and I told everybody we're getting our commercials and everything together. This is why we play a TikTok. Anybody who's looking for insurance, life insurance, if you want to deal with insurance, I've been saying, hit me, or I'll turn you on to one of the top agents, The Only Way. She's been on our show a few times. If you feel like you got a loved one, need something about insurance, we need to have you get life insurance. Hit us up, But I'm about these kids now. I was looking at grandparents, right? Grandparents ain't the same when we was little kids.
No.
You not the typical grandparent, Big Hank.
No. No.
Our grandparents now, I was watching these one grandparents, right? And this is an old grandparent.
1990, Chubb Rock jumps upon the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green. The green doesn't symbolize I made it on the top, but RoboCop last year was a shock. The tone of the Popeye cut shook your butt. Kids are screaming, the media says what? Kind of music is this for you to dance to? The man with the plan and the band demands you. Leave the smack and the crack for the whack, for the ball and the knock, keep a smile like that. Leave the knife and the...
They was getting it. They was getting it.
What I like is that, and it's not about race. When it comes to, I was looking at this one grandfather he's an Asian guy, and he had his two granddaughters with him, right? And I want to show this too. Let me show you.
'Cause
Man, they would have some crip walk elements up in there, man. They would do some crip walking, man. Yes, sir.
Here. And that's, you just said it. They was dancing, they crip walking. They was not talking about sexuality or nothing.
None of that.
Teachers, if you need to teach your kids, teach them how to do a dance step. Teach them out for real.
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't want to hear about, well, you a boy, you may be thinking like a girl.
Yeah, but they not no psychiatrists. They don't got no psychiatric degrees. How you gonna tell a kid that you different because you dress like a girl but you think like a boy? How you know? You ain't no psychiatrist, man.
And you know what? And that's the front. I was looking at this Asian guy. He didn't spend time for them. The little girls wasn't looking down at their feet. They wasn't looking at grandfather. They was all together. That takes time.
That takes time. Yes, sir. That takes time, man. You got to spend time with them to do that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You won't have to be teaching them how to hump around and all this stuff and all that. A dance routine, don't care what type of sexuality you are. Do the steps.
Yeah.
You know, I be saying, and one of the things I love is that we don't watch how other races. Sometimes I used to say, I wonder how white folks be doing at home when they chilling or celebrating. And I found something.
Why we don't let them get out, man? They don't know they be acting up, man. They be acting up.
There's some people at home watching now. So when I start thinking about sexuality, when does it start for kids? Until I found this video, Big Hank. I found this video, and I'm like, this is how the youngest starts.
I keep it all original because I'm so West Coast. From Huntersville, Daytona's on the 6th floor. 6 pumps in the trunk with enormous beat. Crawling when I shine, nigga, through Long Beach. Beach City Club, up the whips on the dub. 22s, 23s, show a nigga love. Bouncing through the neighborhood, bitches straight jockey. Tap Roger, sub it, straight knock. 215, 4659. Kenwood, EQ, dash Alpine. Smoking coming out the window when I come down. That nigga dash from the dog pound. And I got
He got some black friends. He got some black friends. He be hanging out with the homies. He be hanging out with the homies, man.
Now,
yes, sir.
That little baby is watching what they show. He's seeing the booty is moving, right?
Yeah, he's seen it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
They've been hanging with the brothers.
He be hanging out with the homies.
And, I said, you know, and I'm still looking at, you know, and people's watching. I'm Roy Anthony. This is Big Hank. Cynthia Joi. She's driving around. She had to get from her therapy, so she sometimes drop off because she's in her car. She's not at the studio.
Yeah.
But we tackle on conversations. If you look at our headers, we always say today's news topics, health and food, sports, discuss with intellect, humor, and freedom of speech.
Yes, sir.
And we let people know it's not a confrontation, it's a conversation.
Conversation, yes, sir.
Do we take it seriously? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care what, man. I'm a protector of kids.
Me too.
One of the biggest things I do not like is a pedophile or a child abuser.
Nigga, none of that.
For real.
That'll get beat up messing with me.
Yeah.
That'll get beat up messing with me.
You can't get me to understand. Now, I've seen a couple, you know, a married or related couple having a disagreement. I don't get involved.
No.
That's their personal business. But if I seen a guy trying to grab a little girl or a little kid, trying to molest them or beat them, I'm sorry, I'm
stepping in. I'm stepping in.
Yeah.
I'm stepping in.
And I now, I'm not going to say that I'm killing them. I'm not trying to kill them, but I'm going to give him something on his mind while the police is coming. He won't be resisting arrest by the time the police done came.
Right.
Let's say it like that.
They'll be like, well, Mr. Anthony, where did he get these knots from on his head? Where?
Something like that.
Some ooey knots, just a couple of ooey knots.
Yeah.
Or something.
You know, because kids are innocent. They're trying to figure stuff out just themselves.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so one of the things I even though I'm trying to make light of stuff, it's serious to me when it comes to kids.
Kids are impressionable, man. They just, you know, you can impress anything up on them, and by them being gullible, they're gonna accept it and, you know, run it through their mind and see what they. But man, you can't. They don't need that kind of talk, man. Not at all.
And I want to state this again. You know, like my kids. You know, sometimes I know that if I passed away, what did I leave my kids? I don't want to just talk to the public schools and say, don't teach my kids this and that. Right. I personally, as a parent,
teach my kids.
Okay, that's why I tell people I got life insurance. And the life insurance, which I say, if you need anybody who's watching this, you want to feel how to get life insurance. And life insurance just doesn't mean when you die. I got the #1 agent that I work with, Leonie Waite, and stuff. I bring people out there on her because she's going to make sure that you can get life insurance at $50 a month. Instead of be standing out at someone's intersection with a picture of your loved one trying to bury. Right. What type of example then are we teaching the kids? If we're going to say it starts at home and stuff, what we're going to say if teachers start teaching them, well, you don't have no life insurance. Do your parents got life insurance? If they don't, well, you're going to be a bastard child or something like that. You know, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to figure out, did some parent go up to a teacher and say, I want you to teach my kids about sexuality?
No, I don't think so.
Those Asian girls, they were sea walking, right?
Yeah.
I started finding that sea walking around the world.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna show these 3 clips of different.
Get smart and get defensive and shit, and put together a million march for some gangster shit.
So now they got a slate, 2 multi-millionaire motherfuckers catch cases. Bitches get ready for the throwdown, the shit's about to go down. Me and Snoop about to clash. I'm losing my religion.
Cub was getting it.
That was a grandfather, you know.
Yeah, Cub getting it.
But then when I came, here's one of our white neighbors. See what?
She finally caught the beat.
Yeah, would you be surprised though if I told you that I got the actual Pope? See,
yeah, I seen it.
I got the Pope, y'all. Actually, see,
nigga, guess who's back? Still doing that shit, Andre?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it was, if we can't laugh at stuff. You know, some people like, oh, the language. When you said what I thought we had more bounce, Francine Beauty. I wonder that might be Leonie on us right there. And so that's Leonie probably talking and stuff. But I wanted to see on some of the stuff that we be talking about, and even though we're making light about it, and we're taking this subject time up because Cynthia Joi can't bring about the health and food, but she will be coming back in. And as I saw Big Hank, he has sent us an article that I'm gonna show. By the time he sent it, I couldn't upload it, but I'm gonna have it for Thursday. Okay. Because we've been learning about health through Cynthia Joi. Cynthia Joi had a stroke at a young age. She's only 34 now. Wow. And she had a stroke. And I myself last week learned about spasticity.
Yes.
Let me say it right.
Spasticity.
Yes. Where we think that when a stroke victim's hands is like this, is that their muscles is locked up. but it's not the muscles, it's that the brain has them tighten it up.
Yeah, the brain won't let it go.
Yes.
Yeah, the brain won't let it go. The brain got it like that.
And we always find humor. Matter we getting shot, killed, at least in prison for a long time, stuff like this. We always find some humor. And one of the things I love, Big Hank, is that this video right here I feel like it's you, me, Green Lee, Big Ski, Nephew Michael, Rockbox. This is us.
When a group of black people laugh,
This shit funny as fuck.
Niggas came back in the same spot.
And sometimes, as everybody knows, that we have a belief in Christ. Now, I myself don't carry like how some people signify how Christians are supposed to be. I don't consider myself a Christian. I consider myself a Christ believer. That's just me. And I believe that no matter where I go in this world, I'm not ashamed. Me and Big Hank aren't ashamed because we talk about God on a worldwide web.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I correct?
You are very correct. Yes, sir.
And no matter where I'm at or whatever, because the stuff I've been through, I'll be the craziest fool. When I was 10 feet underground, with my face facing the mud.
Yeah.
The only one I could call was God.
That's it. That's who pulled you up out of it.
Pulled me right out of it.
Yes,
me all the way up. Took me all the way up. And they say, will I talk to the whole world? Man, I'll preach to the whole world. I have the each and Indians.
Whenever I'm doing wrong and I got to get it right, all I got to do is have the Holy Ghost power. We need your power all over the world. We got trouble to the left, we got trouble to the right, but we got.
Yeah.
Not scared.
Yeah.
We're not scared.
No.
You know, I was telling everyone, Big Hank, I was talking about Big Hank, and Big Hank is everybody here is one of the most talented brothers. He's so humble about stuff.
Thank you.
And not only was he one of the top receivers at USC at the time, he's also came out, got out of trouble. Him and Ricky Harris are good friends. He was doing stand-up and he does rap music. We still anticipating this new album he called PCH.
Yes, sir.
You know, Pimp, Crips, and Hoes.
Pimping, Crippin' and Hustling, man. Yes, sir.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. You good.
I put Pimp and Hoes together. But
yeah,
he's uplifting because I really got so close with St. Luke's Holy Baptist Church, which is on the west side of Long Beach. Everybody knows I'm always giving so much reference. I'm a member of the church.
Yes, sir.
Even though my attendance values is way down there, I pay my tithes righteously, and
yes.
I love my pastor, Dr. Woody.
Yes, sir.
You know, he told me, he didn't talk to me personally, but it felt like he talked me personally. This made me jump in. He said, a wise man got something to say. A foolish man just want to say something.
Yes, sir.
It didn't hit me, y'all, right when it hit that, right when I heard it, but it lingered in me like some stale smoke in your car. It just lingered, right? And I was down in LA and I was talking to one of my elders, and one of the young guys, and we was talking about prosperity and money. One of the young guys runs up and said, hey man, he started talking about sex and everything. And all of a sudden, them words just hit me.
Yes, sir.
A wise man has something to say. A foolish man just want to say something.
Yes, sir,
just
man.
like people in raps.
Prophetic.
Yeah, when Big Hank raps, he raps on stuff that's real.
Yeah.
And he's creative. You can rap on anything. Am I correct, Big Hank?
I can try. I can try. Yeah, I can try.
I was wondering, you think you could do it like this guy right here?
This music is not meant to be rapped on, especially the rap you do. That's what make it gangster. Real gangster. When I run up on you with the strap, give up the purse, the wallet, the shoes, the keys, the watch. If you don't, I might have to hit you up with the K, the shotty, the hammer, the Drake, the Glock. We gon' hop up in the whip and we gon' slide up on these rats, these punks, these cats, the foes, the ops. On a run from 5-0, 12, the cops. If I find out you snitching, then you get popped.
Listen, people be thinking that just because rappers rap on stuff that, you know, a lot of rappers aren't wealthy because of the black community. They wealthy because of the white community.
Yeah.
And I got proof that how they listen to it. Check this dude out.
First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be.
Yeah.
He changed up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. It's with you with the sports, man.
Okay. I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys watched the All-Star game. Did you watch? You get any parts of the NBA All-Star game, Roy?
Oh man, did I?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, I got a video with your boy Mac.
Yeah, okay, man. Listen, man. I'm not sure if y'all watched it, but I watched it, and it wasn't no defense being played. It wasn't nobody making no heck of a play. Now, don't get me wrong. It was offensive scoring going on like a big dog. But my thing is they should take it back to how it used to be, man. It should be the East against the West. The East against the West. That's what the league is. And some guys should try to play it. And whoever win that, the East or the West, they should be the host of the NBA championship. Whoever win, either the East or the West, you get to go. You know, that'll be your home court advantage. You know, but and then another thing, man. I was looking at how Westbrook ended up. What?
Yep.
What? Yeah. Westbrook ended up with the Clippers.
I would like to announce to everybody that Westbrook is telling them come to our Clippers.
Yes, sir.
And he had 3 other teams.
Yes, sir.
He stated that he wanted to be with a team that should be a contender.
That should be a contender. And they got some teammates that like him. They wanted him on the team. You dig what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing, man. I just want to give
Paul George was
the boys, was the ones.
Boys down there in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah. So I want to give a big shout out to Russell Westbrook, man. I know he's been going through it. The LA fans treat him terrible too. And don't get me wrong, he wasn't making all the plays he used to make, but he's still Russell Westbrook, man. A triple double threat.
Yeah,
triple double threat.
And that's the thing. Now, before we going into that, it was brought to my attention that I think this is Miss the Only Way. She has said to make sure. She said you want to make sure you have the right insurance. Yes, and I have the right insurance. See, I have Census, which is fidelity and guarantee.
Get them, guys.
You put your money in, you're going to get compound interest daily.
Yes, sir.
And by the time when I retire, I got a nice little paycheck.
Like no chump. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Definitely when I need to get those little pills that'll help me.
Thank you, Leone. We appreciate that.
Yes, I'm telling you, anybody who needs, look, life insurance used to be very expensive and everything. I want to tell you this. If you try to get life insurance through your job and your job lets you go, you don't have no life insurance. Mm-hmm. But I want to say this to you, Big Hank.
Yes, sir.
I know about Russell Westbrook, but I saw in the All-Star game that a man from Boston had 55 points.
Jason Tatum, 55 points.
He got on fire in the third quarter. You couldn't miss a three-pointer.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with this guy right here, man. This dude right
Let's talk about NBA All-Star Weekend. It's always a blast, but last night, little-known Mac McClung, who just signed with the 76ers this week, put his name on the map with some spectacular dunks. Meet the underdog who stole the show at the NBA dunk contest overnight.
Welcome to the NBA.
Mac McClung, signed just this week by the Philadelphia 76ers, had the stars and fans on their feet from the start, performing high-flying acrobatics like this leap over two friends. Or this reverse. Many comparing his dunks to the greats like Michael Jordan.
Matt McClung has saved the dunk contest.
The 24-year-old from Virginia finishing it off.
Yeah, he changed the narrative too. White men can jump.
And because he's only 6'2". But I did some research on him all the way from down in Virginia. They showed his high school, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I wanted to go a little bit deeper and found out he was like 8 years old dunking at home.
Hey, I need that. I could do that on that basketball court right now. I need that basketball court.
And you know, I love when we, families can get together and stuff. Sometimes we, and it's like you said in the sports. See, teach our kids sports then.
Come on, man. It's a whole lot of things. When we was in school, we had music class, math, English, science. Come on, man.
Yes. Yes. And now we are so close to thinking about so much stuff. You know what? I'm a comedian. Big Hank's a comedian. When I get with my family, sometimes I may say something funny or joke or something like this. I had a joke and my family still be laughing about, the guy who wrote, you ever heard the song Hokey Pokey?
Put your right foot in when your left foot out?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had a joke, all the family members, young and old, we was all together over my brother's house. A couple weeks ago, he died, and the dude who wrote the song, he died, and what's his name? I forget his name, but I just know him as the Hokey Pokey, right? And they still trying to bury him. He died 3 weeks ago, and they still trying to bury him.
Why are they trying to bury him?
Well, they put his right foot in, and they took his right foot out.
Yeah.
Now, Big Hank.
Yes, sir.
Back on the sports. Let me ask you a question.
Come on.
When you was with USC, was your USC team just all blacks?
No. And as a matter of fact, back when I was in college, it was really kind of even. It was a lot kind of even because you had a lot of white football players, man, that was all stars on their team, and they was coming from Canoga Park and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Simi Valley and all that, man. And so it was pretty even, as a matter of fact.
Hey, I got a picture of one of y'all games after the game, and one of the white guys, he was happy and stuff. I think y'all did a Soul Train line or something. I was trying to figure
Yeah, that was one of my teammates. I promise you that's one of my teammates, homie.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I just been, you know what, I've been looking, and somebody was asking us now about, you know, showing some of the videos and stuff like that, because we showed a video a couple of times last week, and I was thinking that we're picking up a trend, because we have videos that go along with the conversations we have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Roy.
Illustration tells more than 1,000 words. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you find yourself feeling like you're a racist, Big Hank?
No, never. Never. No.
I've seen you get along with all types of races of people, and it never changed.
Never. Never.
And so I that's why me and Big Hank, go ahead.
And even when I do get around my white compatriots, I don't change up my tone and start talking as if though I was one of them. I don't do none of that.
Yeah.
I don't do none of that, man. I'm stay myself.
And that's the biggest thing. Sometimes people feel like trying to show them again. Sometimes they think that like Big Hank said it, I'm saying it. I've never seen him change. I don't change.
No.
I've been one of the only black civil designers, and I've never went to my job and saying, "Hey guys," you know, like he had me laughing because he be imitating. Matter of fact, he's imitating a black dude who's trying to be proper to the white folks. He's not even imitating the white guy. He's imitating the black dude who's trying to be proper, talking out his nose and everything. And my constituents love me for me.
Yes, sir.
Like I love them for them.
Right.
If they start acting like me, I'm be like, what kind of name is you, man? Why you
what you been drinking this morning, man?
Exactly. I'm eating mayonnaise and stuff like that. I don't eat mayonnaise. And it's like, boy, I just put mustard on my sandwich. I said, what happened to you? When did you change it? You know? So,
yeah.
I wanted to go through a couple of videos though, man, right before we get up out of here, Big Hank.
Yeah.
This one
Come
right
on.
here had me.
Get me out this goddamn water, Reba. Get me out. Shoot, got me out here in the ocean. They got sharks over here. Come on. Ooh. Don't move it. Don't move it. Don't move it.
Now, I was looking at this one. This is my last one before. This dude right here is minding his business.
Sending you sub. I got a couple of them too, but I'm gonna start sending.
That's what I'm saying. If anybody got videos or something that
got you, man. I got you. I see where you at. I see where you at with it. Yeah, let's go.
Got videos and anybody you got videos that fits our narrative, send them on. We'll decide if we want to show them or not.
Yes, right.
You know,
That's
Big
right.
Hank, send them Big Hank. Big Hank got something. He be having me laughing and stuff, you know. And the thing is, we stay on the subject, but sometimes you got to make light of stuff.
All the time, man. A lot of times you got to make a lot of it.
Now, I was watching this video, and I wouldn't mess with this big black guy, but this dude right here.
Fuck. Muñeño. Oh, chupapi muñeño.
See how far this shit is? I stick it up.
Muñeño.
Muñeño. Muñeño.
Muñeño. Oh shit. Oh shit. Muñeño.
You leave him alone and stuff with that, man.
Yeah, for real. Cause you playing with the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you playing with the wrong one.
Yeah. So we're about to get up out of here. Like I said, I'm Roy Anthony, Big Hank. Cynthia Joi had she was traveling and the camera goes in and out.
Yeah.
We tell anybody, you know, you see what we're trying to do. We try to bring humor, even that we had a tackling subject, because our kids is very important to us, y'all.
Very important. Very important.
I prefer that they go ahead, Big Hank.
That's our future. Our kids are very important. And that's our future, man. So we put a lot of credit into that, man. That's our future, man. That's our future.
And when we take our kids seriously, you know, as far as how we want them to be instructed. Teachers, we only need you to teach them the basic arithmetic, math, English,
Science.
physical education, science, and all that. Things that prepare the future. What's going to happen in their closed doors when they're adults is none of your business.
No, not at all.
It's none of your business. Just like what people's doing in their households right now as an adult is none of my business.
None of your business.
It's their business.
Yes, sir.
And so we don't need you to try to recruit our kids at an early age to follow up under your trend.
Right.
You know, you're making a grave mistake. Don't mess with our kids.
Please don't.
Curriculum and leave it on. If you want to take history all the way out, then take it out. Don't take out just Black history.
Black history, yeah, that's right.
Take out all the history and we'll start from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay? But we don't need you to teach our children nothing about sexuality.
No.
You know, and like I said before, I'm Big Hank. This is Big Hank. I'm Roy Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Cynthia Joi is out. This is the WO Entertainment, which was created by Richard King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with Goose, social producers, Ethan Daly, Blue Phoenix, along with our sponsor, Matthew Brooks, along with our good neighbors who's part of us that's making us grow. We had George Pardos, who was the president of the VRS. They have over 35,000 strong. And he told us himself that they push us to 1.5 million people just to them looks at our show.
Yes, sir.
Them. Then we got the BB Nation Backwoods Veterans based out of Oregon. And then the Long Beach All-Stars that's based out of Long Beach, Compton, and Linwood area. And then all our WO, our personal family, friends, and associates, and those who don't even like us.
Yeah, this the worldwide Roy Anthony show. The worldwide Roy Anthony show.
They showed us the analytics are saying it. Me and Big Hank proud of ourselves. Do we say things that you might not like for us to say? Well, guess what? We have a freedom of speech. Now we're not being. I don't think one time we was being derogatory.
No.
Or seditious, but we may say a word that you may not agree with. Some language to you may seem inappropriate or explicit, but we respect the freedom of speech. Stop seeing the forest and not the trees.
Yes, sir.
The trees, but not the forest. And so any videos that we see, we do not have the rights to those materials except to show them. There's no money being made from those videos. I'm not selling, we're just showing the videos. So once again, I'm Roy Anthony. This Big Hank. Thank you for joining in the Roy Anthony Show. And we see you Thursday. That's in 2 days.
Thursday.
All right, God bless.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is
Anthony
anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Cynthia Joi.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show.